Hello and welcome to FitEssentials Basics. I'm Shauna. I'll be taking you through class today. I'm going to read our disclaimer and then we'll get moving. If you want to come to your feet or you can start in a seated position. So we're about to engage in intense physical activity. Proceed with caution. Do not attempt to perform any movements or activity that exceed your current physical capabilities. Participants with injuries, high blood pressure, chronic health conditions, recent chest pain, or that have any other condition that may limit their ability to participate in this activity should consult their physician or healthcare provider before proceeding. So here we go. We're going to come to our feet. If you've been with us before, you know we always start with some breathing. So go ahead and stand nice and tall, pull your shoulders back, have your feet just underneath the hips. We're going to bring the hands together in front of the chest. As you breathe in, we're going to reach out in front or up to overhead, whatever feels best for your shoulders, and then breathe out and relax the arms down to the sides. Very good. We'll take that twice more through. Inhale, reach up and out, and exhale, relax down, opening through the chest. Wonderful. Last time. Breathe in and reach. Exhale and relax. Wonderful. From here, just kind of give a little bit of bounce in the knees. We're going to go hands on the hips, and we're going to circle those hips around. So glide and slide, motioning around one direction, roughly about 3 times. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it around the other way, circling it through the other direction, nice and relaxed. Very good. From here, we're going to start to sidestep and start to open up through the shoulders. So reach forward, open back and forward, reach, squeeze those shoulders back. Yes, very nice. Just sidestep and open through the chest. And if anything's going on that you don't want to sidestep, just stay stationary and open through the chest here. Otherwise, a couple more times back and forth. Good job. Nice, Shirley. Hey, there's Ann Smile. Wonderful, welcome.
Something's wrong with my computer. I'll get going in a minute.
All right.
I can't get it on my Mac.
Yeah, walk your feet in now so that they're just underneath the hips. Point the toes straight ahead. We're going to start with some shoulder rolls. We're going to roll the shoulders up in towards our ears, back and down. And kind of bring the elbows and arms into it as well. Bring it up and around, back and down. Good. Up and forward. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, we're going to reverse directions now. Circle them forward, forward and around. There you go. Yes. All right. From here, we're going to kind of warm up the back side of our body. We're going to reach down for our toes. So have just a little bit of bend into your knees. Make sure your heels are planted. Grip those toes down. And then when you're ready, you're going to send your hips back, slide the hands down your thighs. Pull your chin in towards your chest. And we're just going down here as far as you feel comfortable. If you get to like your knees and you're like, all right, that's a stretch for me, that's fine. Hang out there if you feel confident. And focus about 2 breaths into your back. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, relax down. And when you're ready, start to tuck your hips under. Make your way back up to the top. Just going to put people back on mute. There we go. All righty. And then once you finish that, we're going to step the feet a little bit wider. Hands up to the shoulders. And now with a little bit of bend in the knees, we're going to gently rotate our torso. Look over one shoulder. Then you'll come back to center and just gently rotate, looking over the other shoulder. Very good. About 2 to 3 times side to side. Just be nice and gentle, peering over. Back to center, the other side. Fantastic. Let's go one more time. And then we'll relax those arms down. One side and the other. Fantastic. Shake those arms out. We're going to go back to our side step arm swing once again. As you swing the arms back, turn your palms so they face forward. Palms towards the floor when I reach in. Palms face away from me as I reach back. So I want to rotate my arms so that I'm like facing my palms straight out at your computer. There you go. Nice. Good. Close and open. All right, fantastic. Next, I want you to kind of balance on something a little bit. So I'm gonna pull my chair out here. And you can sit down for this as well if you'd like a little bit of a break. We're gonna do our ankle rolls. So standing or seated, if you're standing, pull everything up, pull those shoulders back. And then we're gonna lift up out of the hip, lift one foot off the ground, and we're gonna twirl that ankle around. Yeah. And just about 3 to 5 times one way. Set that foot down if you want, take a little bit of a break, and then we'll pick it back up and rotate the other way, up and around. It's normal to kind of feel some clicks and pops in there. You got a bunch of little bones and tendons that roll around on each other, so we just want to keep them moving. Nice work. And then when you're ready, same thing other side. If you're standing with me, before we go onto that single leg support, pull up into your core, lift up out of those hips, and then we'll pick that other foot up. So we want to have that good base of support. Like I said, about 5 times one way, and then we'll switch directions about 5 times the other. Good time to smile, even if you're like, what am I smiling for? Just for the sake of it. There you go. Beautiful. Set that foot down. If you're seated, if you can come back up to your feet, we're going to go hands on the hips instead of hip circles this time. We're just going to rock the hips side to side. Just a nice little dip back and forth. Beautiful. Fantastic. All right, and then we're going to repeat our toe touch that we did earlier once more again. This time I want you to kind of take note. How far do my hands go down? So walking the feet in, toes are pointing straight ahead. Lift up out of your spine first. Hands on our thighs, chin pulls into the chest, and then just nice and smooth. I'm going to glide down, sliding the hands down. Now, if you're getting to like the shin, but you're still quite a ways from your ankles, keep that in mind when we go into our first circuit. You may not want to go all the way down to the floor for the deadlifts, okay? So standing tall, tuck the hips under, make your way back up to standing. So just kind of as a review there, if I forward bend is like at the knees, mid shin, and I'm like, ooh, I'm tight there, then when we're doing our deadlifts here coming up, instead of taking your weight all the way down to the floor, then go about knee height. So we'll go about knee height and stand. You can either hold on for 2 hands, or if it's a lighter weight, you can go one arm and switch. I'm going to be demoing holding on with 2 hands. All right. But I just wanted to introduce that, but we're not going to go there just yet. We're going to do a couple more exercises and kind of get ourselves ready for that. Welcome back, Ann. So next we're going to go glute extension. We're going to wake up that glute a little bit more. So I'd like you to stand up for this. And ideally, you kind of want to balance on something. So similar to our ankle rolls, we're going to lift up out of that midline, support on one leg. Let's start with your left leg. You're going to point the left foot forward, glide it back, toe straight ahead. We're just firing this glute right back here. Point it forward, glide it straight back and squeeze. You want to avoid arching the back as you reach the foot behind you. So don't overreach. Forward and back, squeeze the bum. Few more, reach and glide, point the toe and glide. Last one, point and extend, fire that glute. Good job. Hip rocks in between legs, side to side again. Stretching out the side of the hips. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to swing my chair around so it's easier to see. And we're going to go same idea, other side. So set that foot down on the left, pull up the midline, right foot, point it forward, glide it back, squeeze the bum, point and extend, making sure that we don't extend here. So just through the hip, point and back, squeeze, point and back. Good job. Let's go about 3 to 5 more. Forward, back, forward, and back. Good job. Our glute, also known as your bum, it's one of the biggest muscles in our body, but we lose our ability to fire those muscles when we sit throughout the day quite a bit. So that's one of our main goals here, is to wake it back up. Fantastic. Finish that out, and then hip circles. Circle those hips around. Nice. Nice and gentle. Good job. Reverse directions when you're ready. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to be doing 2 exercises back and forth. The deadlift, picking something up off the ground or just hinging over with it. Okay, our deadlift and our push-up or the plank. Now I'm gonna recommend you do it off of an elevated position. The lower you are to the floor, the harder it's gonna be, okay? So you could do the chair, side of the table, side of a couch, whatever makes sense for your body. You can even push up against the wall where I just push my hands into the wall and I would lower down towards the wall and push away. I want you to pay attention to the elbows. Instead of going wide to the side, I want you to keep them a little bit closer to the side of your torso. So we don't want them to wing wide. Again, elbows in, kind of straight out and straight in as you lower, okay? All right, if you'd like to grab a drink of water, we're gonna get started here in just a couple minutes, not that long, like 10 seconds. All right, and pick a weight you wanna start with, should be nice and light. You're gonna hold on with 2 hands. You're gonna walk your feet out about hip width apart. And I want you to think about standing tall. Squeeze the shoulders back, have a little bit of bend into the knees. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna send the hips back, bowing forward. Either bring the weight to the floor or right about knee or mid shin. And then stand tall, squeeze the bum as you stand. Sending the hips back, bowing forward and standing smooth. Very good, just like that. We're doing this for 30 seconds. Moving with control. If you're more experienced and you want to move faster, you're always welcome to do that. You know your body better than I do, so hold strong. Use your upper body as well. Shoulders pin back. Maybe one more. Bowing forward, standing tall, and 2, 1, and rest. Good job. If you're holding a weight, please set that down. And we're going to go to push-ups next. It's going to be 30 seconds again, but don't feel like you have to go up and down the whole time. You could also hold that plank. So place those hands underneath the shoulders. Step the feet back. You can step them about hip width apart. 2, 1, here we go. Either holding your plank or lowering down, elbows in towards the side. Watch the low back. We don't want those hips to drop, so keep the hips up, elbows in, and push away, nice and strong. There you go, good. Pull those shoulders back and together. Midline strong, driving away. That's 20 seconds. You can always rest at the top of the push-up as well. Control, push, yep, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. That's set 1. We're gonna do it twice more. Grab a quick drink, 15 seconds till we start. And anytime you don't feel ready to start, when we are, just honor that for yourself. If you're with us, we're gonna step those feet outside the hips, standing tall. Slight bend in those knees, sending the hips back, and here we go. Grab onto your weight if you're using one. Stand straight up, over and down. We're back to our first exercise. So back to those deadlifts. Deadlifts get a lot of bad rap sometimes. People, you'll hear, oh, you should not deadlift. Deadlift's bad for you. You can just get it really basic and think about deadlifting is if you pick something up off the ground, like your laundry basket, you want to know how to have good positioning. So we're just mimicking that. We're practicing hinging over, standing tall, squeeze the bum, use your legs, and 2, 1, rest and rotate. Good job. Back to your push-ups or holding the top of that plank. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Try to spread those fingers nice and wide. Stepping the feet back, and 2, 1, here we go. Either continuing to hold up top, or if you can hold strong position, elbows in, lower down, push away. Beautiful. Pull that belly button in, so keeping the hips up, controlling through the upper body. That's 20 seconds. If your arms are really shaken, step out of it or hold the top. I don't want you to go to a point of failure. I don't want you breaking through any reps. And that's our 30. Good job. Walk it in. 2 rounds done. We're going to go 1 more set. If you're like, oh, that's enough on that stuff for me, then just take a break. Otherwise, we're going to go here in about 15 seconds. We'll be back to those deadlifts. So I'm going to walk right over top of the weight I'm picking up, standing tall, hinging over. Send those hips back, push the knees out. And then here we go. Squeeze the bum, standing tall. Good. Long spine. Stand smooth. Wonderful. Send the hips back. It's normal. You kind of feel it in your hamstrings a little bit as you send those hips back. Just bowing forward as far as you're confident. Standing tall. Good job. Push your heels into the floor. Over and up. One more. Bowing forward. Good. And stand. Wonderful. That's the end of those deadlifts. We're going back to that push-up, final round on the push-up. And once again, remember, you're welcome to hold the top part if you're like, oh, done with those push-ups. All right, place those hands underneath the shoulders. Set the feet in good position. 2, 1, here we go. Good work, Ann. Push straight away, nice Shirley. Elbows in. Belly button tight, pull it in toward your spine. Wonderful. I'm watching you all, but for yourself, try to look straight between your wrist, right down to your hands. Hold your head neutral. Good, that's 20 seconds. And maybe one more, 2, 1, and all done there. Shake it out. Give yourself an applause for that first circuit. Nice job. Woo! All right, we're gonna open up the chest, kind of do a little bit opposite of what we just did there. If you can interlace your hands behind you, fantastic. If you wanna grab a scarf, a towel, a band to help assist, we wanna try to get those hands as close as possible, extend those elbows out and lift up through the shoulders. And we wanna avoid arching that back here, so keep the ribs down, midline strong. If you want to add that forward fold, you'd walk the feet wide and then send the hips back from there. Nice, Shirley, good. And feel your body, keep those heels planted, grip the toes down. Nice deep breaths, and then when you're ready, come on back up. Release those arms. Good job. All right, folks. Grab a drink of water. We're going to get ready for our next piece. So we're going to be doing some single leg balance work. We're going to do the tandem stance. So it's great if you kind of stand near a wall or have your chair around if your balance is a little bit off. But what you're going to do is you're going to place one foot right in front of the other. Let's start with your right foot forward, left foot back. It's like you're on a tightrope. Once you get your feet lined up, pull your shoulders back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, arms out to the sides, and here we go. Good job. Find something straight ahead to focus on. Again, pulling those shoulder blades together. And we're just working that wobble. I'm wobbling too. That's our first 10 seconds. We're taking it upwards of 30. But if you're like 30 is a little bit much, then step out anytime. That's 20 seconds. Working those arms. Good. That's all right. There you go. Right back into it. 2, 1, and relax. So make sure you have your right foot forward. We're going to go to the left next, but we're going to rest those arms, rest the legs, just rock the hips side to side. There you go. All right, fantastic. When you're ready, next we're going to place the left foot in front, walk the right foot behind. So again, we're trying to mimic like we're on a tightrope. Standing tall, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then arms out to the sides or down at the sides, looking straight ahead. Here we go, 30 seconds here. Holding strong. Fantastic. Hey, Diane, great to see you. That's 15 seconds, everybody. Squeeze the shoulders. That's 20. 25. Great work. And 30. Awesome job. Step it out. We're going to go back into that similar position as we did for the push-ups, but this time we're going to be doing our plank row. So you'll be in position here if you want to join me, and we're going to be pulling that elbow nice and high, alternating sides. So go ahead and come into position. 2, 1, and here we go. Pull that elbow up and in. Support nice and strong through one shoulder. Pull that elbow high. We're going to go 30 seconds here. Up and in. Support strong as you switch arms. Nice work. There you go. Breathe. That's 10 seconds left. Fantastic. And 2, 1, and relax. Good job. All right, that's set 1. We're going to be doing that twice more. You're going to have options. You can stick with that balance work that we did, okay, the tandem stance, or you can do what we call our giant step. If you're on here and you can confidently do lunges, that's great as well. With the giant step, you stand tall, you take a big step back, and you push through the heel of the front foot to propel yourself forward. We're going to do all on one leg for 30 seconds. And then we'll take our time. You can step the arms out to the side as well. You can step back with the arms out and up, back and up. We're looking to stabilize through that hip. All right. So your choice, either tandem or the giant step. 2, 1, here we go. Let's have your left foot forward to start. Back and up. Good job. Back and up. Yep. If you want to kind of try to coordinate the arms, the foot that steps back, you can step that arm forward, back, and up, back, and up. Good. You'll feel this support hip working to that front leg, so keep those hips as square as you can. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Back and up. Last one. And rest. Good job. A couple side steps, hip rocks in between, and then we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Very good. Going in 5 seconds. Tandem stance or giant steps. Right foot forward this time. Grip the toes. Shoulders squeeze back. And whenever you're ready, back and up. Or holding that tandem stance. Nice job. Front foot. Keep that heel planted. Gripping those toes down. Working that balance still as you take those big steps back and up. Good, less than 10 seconds. Nice job, Shirley. Squeeze those shoulders together, looking straight ahead, and rest. Beautiful. Going back to our plank row. So placing the hands underneath the shoulders, setting the feet about hip width apart. Remember to pull up through that midline whenever you're ready. Elbow high. Squeeze that shoulder blade in. This is the end of set 2. We're going to be going through that series one more time. But good focus here. 15 seconds in. Elbow high. Squeeze that little shoulder blade. It's like a little triangle that sits on the back of the rib cage. And you want to try to pull that triangle in towards your spine. One more each arm. Elbow high, pushing through that support arm. And relax, walking it in. Good job, folks. We're going to take 30 seconds. Grab a little sip of water. And either the tandem stance or the giant step, if you feel pretty stable there and want to hold some weights, you can hold a weight up at your chin or at the side. So I'm going to show it here. We call this the goblet position, up at the front. Left foot first. Place your left foot in front, either on your tightrope or hips apart for the giant steps. And 2, 1, here we go. Either practice that balance or long step. Either way, focused on square through the hips. So pull up through that core, squeeze the shoulder blades back. That's our halfway. Nice job. Long stance, stand tall. Couple more. Good job. Good focus there. You got it, Shirley. And rest. If you're holding a weight, let's shake it out in between. Keeping those hips loose. They're working quite a bit with all that stability work here today, but this is our last little piece. We're going to go in 10 seconds. This time, the right foot forward. So place that right foot down, grip the toes, shoulders back, stand nice and tall. And whenever you're ready, long step back, drive through the heel of the front foot, or you're on your tightrope. Good job. If you're doing these steps long enough that your front shin stays vertical, keep that heel planted. Nice. Back and up. Good. back, and up. Couple more. And 2, 1, and rotate. Fantastic, folks. Final time, rotate into that plank row. If you don't want support on your wrists anymore, you could do your pull-aparts with a band or with your imaginary band. So up to you. Otherwise, spread those fingers nice and wide. Place them under the shoulders. Walk the feet back. And here we go. Elbow high. Squeezing that shoulder blade in. Intentionally breathe here. Connect to your breath. Wonderful job. Hips and shoulders stay as square as you can as you push off that support arm. Elbow pulls high. 10 seconds left. Great job. Building that upper body strength. And 2, 1, and walk the feet in. Beautiful job. All right. Let's get some water. We're going to get some stretching in, and then we have one more circuit for everybody. One more gift of fitness. But let's grab some water first. Or my tea. Diane, I'm so glad you made it. I found my hats, or I borrowed a hat. Good to have a family around that has props. All right, folks. I want to have you take a seat. Let's come to the edge of the chair. We're going to start with a little bit of rotation through the spine. So I'd like to have you mirror me. So you're going to take your right hand, take it across to your left thigh, take your left hand up to your left shoulder, sit tall. You're going to kind of pull yourself into a twist, and then we're doing our circles here with our shoulders. So up and around. I just got some nice grapefruits yesterday at Sprouts. Usually as we think about tracing that elbow around the grapefruits, anywhere between 5 and 10 times here, opening through the chest. And then continue to elongate up out of your hips. Gently pull yourself into that twist. Let's go about one more. And release. Good job. Same thing other side. So make sure you're comfortable. Now your left hand to your right thigh, right hand to your left right shoulder. Sit tall, twirl it around, and try to come into that twist. Turn your head as well, looking over your right shoulder. Circle that grapefruit, mini little soccer ball, however you want to see it. Just encourage that shoulder to keep itself moving. You ever heard of that frozen shoulder syndrome? We want to avoid that. So we want to keep it moving so it doesn't get frozen on us. And relax. Good job. Go ahead and come to center. All right. From here, place your right foot where the knee's bent. Push the right foot into the floor. And then see if you can grab your left knee. Kind of grab the shin best you can. Pull it up and in towards your left shoulder. And we're going to just roll that ankle around again. Get some movement through there. Very nice. And twirl it the other way. Very good. And we're going to place that foot down. Same thing other side. So push your left foot down, pull your right knee up, sit tall, and circle through. I see that there's some snow weather calling for those folks in Ohio and on the East Coast. I don't think we're going to have a white Christmas here in Colorado. It's like, man, I live in Arizona. I moved to Colorado. Kind of had some expectations to roll the ankle the other way. But I'm sure all I have to do is drive up the mountain a little bit farther and can find some snow. I'm ready for that like thick, heavy snow though, right? Where everything's like really quiet when you first go outside. Rest that foot down, place the feet wide. We're gonna slide the hands down the shins, kind of drop your head between your legs and your arms. And use your upper body to control how far down you go. I just want a gentle stretch in the back. Breathe here. Maybe one more breath, and then when you're ready, use your hands, kind of push into your legs, walk yourself back up. All right, we're gonna go back to some stretches for the hips. Let's keep your right foot down. Take your left knee, pulling it up, and see if you can take your left foot and kind of cross the leg so it goes across the body. If you can, you'll use your right foot and knee to kind of pull that leg around, and you're pulling the knee into your body. And we're looking to try to get the glute area here on the outer hip isolated. So we're trying to stretch that. Kind of using the leg and kind of feel, where do I have any stiffness there? Good job. Sit tall. Let's go one more nice deep breath. And then we're going to relax and switch sides. Place that foot down, sitting tall, same thing other side. Best you can, cross it over and hug that leg in. I'm grateful to report we had a pretty simple Christmas here. We've got 6 of us in the family. We all put names in the hat. Everybody drew a name, and we just bought gifts for one person, and we had guidelines. It has to be something you made. It had to be bought from a local business, or you could like upcycle, recycle something for a gift. And then we did the same guidelines for a white elephant. So keeping it nice and simple, really grateful for that. It's not my favorite thing to go out looking for gifts for a bunch of people. All right, figure 4, pulling the foot up best you can. We're trying to get the foot now back to the first side onto the thigh if you are able. And we want to sit tall and lean forward, just looking to go a little bit deeper into that hip now. But it's always nice to get out a little bit, support some local businesses. I found this big like local antique store in downtown Grand Junction. That's where I found my white elephant gift. I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to be. I can't really tell until that person opens it up, but it looks interesting. It's like a clue puzzle. Go ahead and switch legs. It says a mystery puzzle. So my guess is that we don't get to see a picture of the puzzle, which I've never done that before. Sit tall, lean forward. I'm sure it'll become kind of like a family project. And same thing other side. Just a reminder here, you don't want this to be super intense. You should feel it without wanting to go oh, this is horrible. All right, 10 more seconds here. Sitting tall, leaning forward. And go ahead and release. Fantastic. All right, let's make our way back up to standing. Best you can, we're going to try to stretch out those quads, or you can stand in a lunge to open up the hip flexors if you can't grab your foot. If you are able to grab your foot, please balance on something as needed. Pull up through that midline, and then we're trying to grab that foot for the quad stretch. Pulling the heel towards the glute. And again, if you're like, no way, I can't do that, stand in a lunge and just gently encourage the hips to open. So you'll get an opening on the front of the hip, even if you can't quite get in deep to the quad. And also you can use like a strap around your foot. Sometimes it's best to lie down for that, and that helps encourage that position as well. Go ahead and release. If you're still holding your foot, same thing other side. If you're doing that standing lunge, just walk the other foot forward. Lift up if you're coming onto one leg, grab that foot. We're warming up for some squats. And it's going to be up to you. You can do your squats unassisted, or you can do what we call a sit stand to the chair. But best as possible, try to do this warm up part with us the best you can. Go ahead and release that foot. And now we're going to get ready for what we call our squat sit. So this is what I like to encourage to help keep that range of motion. Even if you're going to squat to the chair for the exercise part, try to utilize your table or your chair to hold on to this. Walk your feet about hip width apart, and then turn your toes out so they slightly point out, kind of like a duck walk. From here, hanging on, send those hips back, push your knees wide, and see how far down you can come, keeping your heels planted. And use your arms, pull yourself up. We're going to do that between 2 and 3 times. Coming down, pushing the knees out, sinking down. This kind of helps you keep that range of motion that your young grandchildren might have, where they just hang out in the bottom of the squat. You want to say, hey, joints, remember when we could do that too. Sitting back and stand. And just be gentle with yourself. All right, folks. So some movements that we're going to do. We're going to have 3 exercises. First, we're going to do that squat. So unassisted or assisted, sitting back and stand. If you've been doing squats with us for a while and want to add a little bit of difficulty, you can do what we call a thruster, where you'll sit back. As you stand up out of that squat, you reach your arms up to overhead. You can use a weight if you'd like as well. Sitting back and stand, pushing to overhead. Without the chair, looks a little bit like this. I'd hold my arms in, stand tall, reach up to overhead. All right. From that squat, we're going to set that down, and then we're going to march. Same idea. If you want to do like a weighted march, you can hold weights at your chin or at your side. And then we're going to set them down after the march. We're going to do some step jacks or seal jacks. So we get some blood flow going here, last part of class. And then we're going to have a little rest. I'm going to take you through that a total of 4 times. Each exercise will be for 30 seconds. Any questions? All right. If there are no questions, let's go ahead and get a drink. We're going to start here in 15 seconds, weighted or unweighted. Your choice if you want to do those thrusters. And, just depending upon your ability, maybe start without weights, add as you'd like. So to the chair or without, let's set the feet about hip width apart. And 2, 1, here we go. Control down. Drive up, either stand straight up or reach to overhead. So if you don't want to go overhead today, no problem. Just straight up and down here. Sinking back. Breathe and drive. Nice. Control. Whether you're going unassisted squat or to the chair, try not to plop down there. Just control back. Push through your feet as you stand up. Reach up high. Maybe one more. Sit back. Drive to the feet and push overhead. Fantastic. And then go ahead and rest. You did hold weights, go ahead and set those down. Standing tall, and then whenever you're ready, marching in place. Try to coordinate the arms and the knees. So opposite arm, opposite knee, moving and gliding. There you go, good. 20 seconds. Yeah, and if you know this march pretty well, you can, oops, wrong leg. You can also go across the body, kind of get that cross body punch going. Couple more, and we're gonna move right into our step jacks. So kind of check out your area, make sure you're not gonna step on anything. And we're gonna go seal jack version first. So opening the chest, stepping side to side. Very good. Nice. There you go, fantastic. 15 seconds left. Then we're gonna have 30-second break before we go back to our squat. So I want you to be fairly rested and ready to focus on good positions for the squats. And 2, 1, and now we're resting. Good job. Time to grab some water. That's set 1. We're gonna do it 3 more times. Feel free to go every other round if 3 more in a row feels like too much.
Too much.
Bruce says too much. All right, folks, 10 seconds. I'm going to show the thrusters without the chair this time. Whether you're going to the chair or not, set the feet about hip width apart, eyes looking straight ahead, and here we go. Sitting back, heels down, knees out. Just stand straight up or give that overhead reach. Breathe, control back. Stand tall. Good. There you go. Nice. Power through it. Yep. Grip those toes. Push the heels into the floor. And then drive those hips as you stand up out of that squat. And 2, 1, and rotate. Good job. 15 seconds to rotate. You can hold weights if you'd like. I'm going to go unweighted for this, standing tall. And we're going to our marches. If you'd like to punch across the body. Nice. There you go. Good. Squeeze those shoulders back. Stand tall. First 15 seconds. Ooh, starting to feel my thighs burning now. Couple more. All right, seal jacks or regular step jacks, arms up to overhead. There you go, good. Nice, Shirley. Doing great, Diane. Just breathing through it. 15 more seconds, and then we'll have a 30-second rest. This is the end of set 2. There you go, good. And 2, 1, here's our rest break. Good job, folks. Time for some water. You can make any adjustments to your weights if you want to hold weights for your 3rd round of squats. All right, great work. 15 seconds, everybody. Whew. And maybe you want to use weights, but you just have one. You can hold it with 2 hands right underneath the chin. Let's place those feet out hip width apart. Round 3 in 2, 1. Here we go. Sending the hips back, knees out, stand tall. Option of going overhead, but you don't have to. See what feels right for your body. You are going overhead. Remember, ribs down. Squeeze the bum, squeeze your belly. We don't want to arch, just want to push straight up. There you go, good. That's 20 seconds, just under 10 to go. Nice, Diane. Sit back, stand tall, and 2, 1, rotate. Good job, 15-second rest. And we'll have a full minute marching and our step jacks. Woo, nice deep breath, 2, 1, here we go. Marches first. March and punch if you'd like. Beautiful. So the arms are going across the body while the knees come straight up and down. And keep that breathing intentional. So as I punch, I exhale. There you go. All right, and seal jacks or step jacks, up to overhead or out to the sides. Fantastic. 30 seconds, then we have our final rest break for that last round. Good, those of you here doing the seal jacks, shoulders back and down, don't let them shrug into the ears. Wonderful. All right, folks, getting ready for that rest break in 2, 1, and relax those arms down. Awesome job. One more water break. And we'll finish out that final circuit and we'll get a good cool down stretch in. All right, 15 seconds. We'll be doing our last round of squats or the thrusters. So place those feet back to about hip width apart. Grip those toes down if you want to hold weights up at the shoulders. 2, 1, and here we go. Knees push out. Heels are planted. Breathing through. Beautiful. Those of you going overhead, as you stand up out of that squat, think about driving your hips, squeeze your bum, push tall. There you go, good. 10 seconds left, sitting back. Stand with confidence. Eyes up. And 2, 1, and rotate. Very good. You can put your weights down, or if you want to hold on to your weights for this last round, you can take them down to the side. Stand tall, shoulders back. 2, 1, here we go. Marching. If you're not using weights, still use your arms. You can do that punch if you'd like. There you go. Fantastic. Final minute of work here. There we go. Fantastic. Good job. 20 seconds until we go to our step jacks or jump jacks. Good. Knees nice and high. All right, we're getting ready for the final bit of jacks. 2, 1, and transition. If you're holding weights, let's go ahead and set them down. I'm going to go 15 seconds arms to the side and 15 seconds arms overhead. Nice. Fantastic. Way to get up and move your body today. I know it's probably not always something like super exciting to sign online to do it, but I always appreciate those that show up for it. Your body thanks you as well. Got to keep ourselves moving somehow during this time. And almost done, folks. 2, 1, and all done there. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. Woo! Virtual high fives. All right. We're going to start by opening up the upper body. If you have a doorway or a wall around, we're going to utilize that the best we can. As you make your way over to the door or the wall, you're going to take your hand right about shoulder height, and we're going to stand with a hand against the wall. From here, you want to imagine that you're walking your fingers up the wall, and imagine if there was a big face of a clock there. You want to walk your hand towards that 12 o'clock, and then step your inside leg forward. So I have my left hand on the wall. I'm going to step my left foot forward, and now, you know, you might be right there, be like, okay, I feel that stretch, or walk the hand behind your body just a little bit, and then you're going to keep the ribs down and just gently turn your torso, peer over that shoulder, opening the chest. Breathe. One more time here. And then when you're ready, walk your foot in, walk the hand back to 12 o'clock, and then walk it back down to your shoulder. Very nice. Go ahead and turn your body around. Same thing, other side. So I'm going to start with the hand right about shoulder height. My feet are just underneath my hips to start. And again, we're tracing it straight up the wall, coming towards 12 o'clock. And then when you're ready, the inside leg, step it forward, kind of brace yourself, and then walk it back. And then when you're ready, turn your torso away. Get a nice stretch, you know, just depending. I feel this one into my bicep a little bit. Usually I feel it in my chest, but you'll typically feel it wherever you're holding the most tension. Breathing here. And then when you've had enough of that, walk the hand back to 12 o'clock. Work those fingers back down to the shoulders. And coming back to center. Good job. I'm going to show you on the back of the chair. You can also do it against the wall, but it's hard to see from this angle. So you're going to walk away from the wall, or you can use a chair as well. You're going to place the hands either about shoulder height on the wall or the top of the chair here. And then I'm just going to like place the hands, and I'm going to walk my hips back, and then try to lower your head between the arms. Keeping your midline strong so you don't arch the back. So pull the belly in. And then breathe here. Kind of breathe into that mid-back area. Exhale, drop down just a little bit further, but still using your legs, use your core. One more breath. Deep breath in and exhale. Walk the feet in, come on out of it. Very nice. Next, we're going to still stretch the side body, but one arm at a time. If you're on a doorway, you can grab the inside of the doorway, or if you want to come and use a chair at all, you just want to make sure you're not going to pull it over. So I'm going to walk my feet outside my hips, take one hand, grab onto the side of the doorway or the side of the chair, and then having most of my weight in my legs, just using the chair as assist, hang back, hold on, and you'll kind of feel this just depending, like on the side of the body here. And the same idea, drop the head down. Excuse me, a little bit catchy in my throat. And then this other arm that's not really doing a whole lot, you can kind of reach it towards the side of the leg that you're stretching. There you go. One more breath there. And then when you're ready, walk the feet in. Come back up to the top, shake it out, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other arm. Reach out, grab on, weight in the legs, send the hips back, and then drop your head under, like you're trying to look underneath your shoulder. Non-working arm as able, bring it to the thigh on the side that you're stretching. Nice deep breaths there. Good job. When you're ready, walk it in, come on up, and you can either stay standing or take it to a chair. All right. Last little bit. If you are seated, sit nice and tall, pull the chin in. Let's start with your right arm. Best you can, you're going to reach it up. If you can drop that hand down behind the head and then without losing your posture, so staying tall, try to reach up, grab that elbow, pull it back, and you can either stay here focusing on the tricep. If you feel stable, you can add the side bends, bending to the side, back to center, and a few more times there, down and up. It just kind of helps encourage opening through those shoulders, stretching out all through the side. Very good. Let's go one more there. And when you're ready, go ahead and release. Just swing the arms side to side. Make sure you're not going to slap the chair or the table. That never feels good. Fantastic. And then when you're ready, same thing on that other arm. Reaching straight up, bend the elbow, pull that chin in, lengthen through your spine, grab your elbow, and then side bends when you're ready. And only do those side bends if it feels good. If you're like, my body's not quite ready for that, no worries. And we want it to feel good, not bad. It's like, oh, that feels nice, stretching it out. And go ahead and release those arms. Fantastic. Last couple here. Our eagle arms are next. So your right arm's going to go under, your left arm's going to go over. Interlace those hands best you can. Pushing one down, pushing one up. And just looking to say hello to the outer part of your shoulder. Great time. Close those eyes, pull the chin in, and breathe. We're going to hang out here about 20 seconds. Very good. Just encouraging that position, pushing one elbow up, one elbow down. And release and switch sides. Open the chest. Your left arm's coming under this time. Right arm on top. Fantastic. Push one down, push one up. Sit tall, breathe. Good time to close the eyes again. One more nice deep breath. And relax those arms down. Fantastic. All right, just a couple range of motion for the neck. Sit tall, pull the chin in, look down towards your chest. And then look up towards the ceiling. Good, back to center. Now just very gently, we're gonna circle the head around. Bring the ear towards one shoulder, gently rock it back. And just be really conservative here about how far you take your neck. You can just kind of feel what feels good, maybe what doesn't. We're going to go 2 to 3 times one way. And then we'll take it around the other way. Good job. Switch directions when you're ready. Just try to be as relaxed as you can, relaxing your shoulders down. And just remember, when you start to notice tension in your body, what can you do to help your body relax? Is there a stretch that would help? Some gentle movements. The movement is our friend. It keeps us strong and confident in our body, keeps us mobile. Even if we kind of feel like we don't know what we're doing, just do the best you can. See what you enjoy. And thanks so much for coming today. I really appreciate you all taking care of your bodies right before the holidays. It's always easy to make excuses not to show up. So stay healthy, stay hydrated, and hope to see you after the holiday.